What's up, guys? We have the updated feedback from Jagex. After all of the noise that we've all made, you guys have voiced your concerns. We did this little survey thing with PVME yesterday, and many of the creators and communities, you've all been cancelling your memberships, going crazy on Twitter, going crazy on Reddit, making an uproar and reaching people outside of RuneScape. We have been trending on Twitter. We have been on Asmongold's stream. He's gone through Protox's video and looked at all the stuff to do with it and given his take on it. Loads and loads of gaming like news websites have covered it and stuff, and Jagex has finally responded. Now it seems like they've kind of woken up a little bit, but you kind of need to still take this with a little grain of salt. As well, let's just see what they say to begin with. I had a quick skim through it, but I'm going to read it properly with you guys now, and then I'll give my take on it towards the end. So it says, to the RuneScape community, we messed up. It's a good way to start. No bullshit, just yes, we messed up. Cool. The launch of Hero Pass alienated and frustrated many in the community. You've told us, amongst other things, that it was too pay to win and you'd lost important aspects of daily challenges. We made a significant misjudgment and we are sorry. We need to reflect on that and learn from it. That also means we need to take more time to listen and work with the community. How and why that happened is for another time. What's more important right now is what we're doing about it. We need a do-over. So we will urgently patch the game back out of the controversial features you've told us are your main pain points. Then, this will give us the time to digest your feedback in detail and engage in a community consultation to drive a thorough redesign and redevelopment of Hero Pass. So like we said, the Hero Pass isn't going to be going anywhere, but they are going to look into changing it into something that players are actually happy with. Now, this is just words so far. We need to see that that actually happens, and also we need to read the rest of this as well. But as long as we stay firm, and we stick to what we've been saying this whole time and how we've been acting, we will probably get to where we want to go, because clearly the noise and the fuss and everything that we've done is working. So, as such, we will be making the following changes as soon as we can. Pay to win aspects Hero Pass introduced will be removed. Specifically, this includes disabling the purchase of Hero Pass levels or underworld emblems. This has been hotfixed today. It's gone. So you can no longer buy levels and you can no longer get the emblems. Good. Good riddance. Good. Hero Pass content buffs will be removed entirely. This will happen as a cold fix next week. Okay, this doesn't matter too much because you can't buy them now. So if this comes out next week as on the actual update, this is okay because you can't like buy the levels to it now anyway. You know, if you guys unlock it before then, it is what it is. But they've hotfixed the purchasing and the buying of it, so people can't get the wallets out and skip through, and Jagex can't basically sit there and expect you guys to do that. Hero Pass XP buffs will be moved out of the Premier reward tracks and be available to all members and to be earnable only through gameplay. This will happen as a cold fix next week. So Hero Pass XP buffs will be moved out of the Premier reward track. So you will no longer get any XP buffs through Premier, which is definitely a good choice as well. I like this. Anything that you have to be Premier for, definitely just take it off. The Premier Pass rewards will therefore only be cosmetic and consumables. Consumables being what exactly? I actually don't know in terms of consumables what there was on there. Again, I've not done too much, to be honest, apart from the buffs. Unless they mean by consumables, they mean the buffs, which need to just can't be gone anyway, then whatever. But if the Premier Pass is just cosmetics, good. As it should have been in the first place. Good. The daily challenge system will be reinstated in full. Okay, so they're putting daily challenges back in the game. We're working on this urgently and may take a couple of weeks to go live. That's fine. That's fine, as long as it's happening, right? Daily challenges will return as a standalone system with its prior rewards. This means players can resume daily challenges without engaging with Hero Pass should they wish. Hero Pass rewards will be rebalanced to be easier to obtain, which means the progression and the time that it's going to take. And basically the way it was done is Jagex was like, if it takes ages, people have to spend more, right? So they're going to rebalance this apparently. A first assessment of rebalancing will take place next week. These Interim fixes are to tackle the most immediate pain points so we can then focus on a longer period of community consultation and redevelopment. Hopefully these urgent changes demonstrate that we're listening and taking action, while these quick fixes are not necessarily the exact long-term solutions we'll end up with. They do represent the principles: addressing the pay to win, giving back removed features you're already enjoying, less in your face UI, more generous mission or rewarding balancing. For long-term changes, we intend to not rush, to allow for a rethink of the design and have the space to work closely and iterate the design in consultation with the community. We hope this will rebuild some of the trust we know has been damaged in the last week. Thank you for continued understanding, support, and passion. So this is from Modkeeper. Now, we're going to go through the FAQ very quickly soon, but this is good. A lot of this is all good. Obviously, this is only like a win for players. There's no lose here for players. There's nothing negative at all for us here. It's not quite probably enough for a lot of players, and personally I would still like to see more done, in the sense that they need to confirm, they need to act upon what they've said so far, which they will do. Most, if they've said it here, they're going to do it, they'll do it. But we need to be sure that there's going to be no buffs at all, pretty much. It's going to change, like hero content buffs will be removed entirely. Good. This needs to not come back though, and we need to know this isn't going to come back, and it's not going to be in another form in the actual thing. I'd quite like to confirm what consumables are as well. I think this will be important to check on. We just need to check everything and make sure that all players are happy with it. So if you're still like, I'm a bit unsure about this and this, this is good. This is good progress. Don't just give up on the actual like pushing of where you want to be with it though. Keep your voices like heard, and make sure you guys are still pushing for what you want until we actually get it, because if we just drop it off now, they could do the bare minimum, or well, not the bare minimum, it's still a good amount, right? But you know, it needs to make sure that we're enough and that we're not leaving any doors open to them in the future, slowly creeping stuff in. And in the future, if we do see them slowly adding little things, and even if it's very, very small, you guys need to put your foot down and say that line was already set by this. If they set a line here with what they do here, we need to not let them pass it, because we know they're okay at staying at that line right now. And if they try to cross that line in the future, we need to hold them to it and go, no, we said this was where we were at. You changed it back to this is the line, and we need to hold it. So FAQ, why not just remove hero pass entirely? The first reason is speed. The quickest solution is to patch out specific problematic mechanics rather than remove a whole interlinked game system. This could be true. I'm not a game dev, I don't know, but also let's be honest, the answer to this is they don't want to remove it. If the hero pass was entirely cosmetic, I couldn't care less. Put it in the game, it's fine. If it's entirely cosmetic and maybe you get like, I don't know, a little bit of XP like you would normally do when you do your daily treasure hunter keys anyway, that's fine. Chuck it on. And if you want to put some extra cool rewards as premier only, that's only cosmetic and nothing else, leave it in. I don't have a problem with the hero pass itself being cosmetic. It was just some of the stuff that was in there that was just ridiculous to see as something that you would pay for on a premium membership or something like that. The second reason is to minimize disruption to players. We have hundreds of thousands of players who have been completing hero pass missions, earning rewards and using the new cosmetic. Deleting progress and rewards for those players causes a different set of problems that would not be equatable for us. But this is true. People have already paid for levels. People have already spent a lot of time grinding through. You can't just remove it. I said this a while ago. As soon as it hit the game and people spent money on it and progressed through it and spent time and money on it, it couldn't be removed. It's in the game. It's probably going to stay there at least until this one runs its course. If they decide to take it out, which they're not, they said they're going to rework it. But if they did decide that, they would have to let this one run its course and say that'll be the last one until we rework something else. So we'll have to see what they do with that. The third reason is optimism. We believe we can deal with the problems players have, and revamp Yak Track type feature could ultimately be a positive addition to the game, but with the redesign the community can support. Fully cosmetic, make it fully cosmetic. People, do you know how actually do you know how keen people would have been if this was fully cosmetic? Just another way to get some cosmetic rewards from playing the game, that you play along and boom, you've unlocked a cosmetic override that you're like, ah, cool, and you didn't feel pressured to buy skips, and you didn't feel pressured to be a premier member because you're not missing out on content buffs, bro. Like, it's the content buffs and the amount of time it was going to take people. You were expecting people to play 2 hours a day, at least, even more probably. Like, it's absolutely crazy. It was like 3 hours, 4 hours a day. It was nuts to be able to even progress to 99. And then even past that, it was crazy even more. So as long as it's rebalanced, like you say, that the community can support, which, guys, we need to make sure that we get to this. Like, it has to go, like, we have to be saying, you know, this is okay, this isn't. And we need to put our foot down if it's again when it comes back and they're not listening to this stuff, because they are listening right now. We need to make sure they stay listening. I purchased Premier Pass, and now you're changing certain Premier rewards like buffs. This is devaluing what I paid for. If you purchased Premier Pass prior to this news post and no longer want it, or you're unhappy about any other purchase, please contact customer support for a refund. Jagex, this, credit where credit's due, this is top tier. This is great. This is perfect. This is good. So for anybody who doesn't want Premier Pass anymore, now that you've bought it and you don't want it now, you can contact Jagex. They will fully refund you. This, they didn't have to do this. They could have just said you keep your buffs if you've got them so far, whatever you've unlocked so far. They could have done it in a different way that saves them money. This is good. So I like to see this. Please be aware we will deal with any refunds requests as quickly as possible, but we may experience some delays, so please bear with us. Of course, it's going to take time, but if you want that, then you do that. When you reinstate daily challenges, will Hero Pass be removed? No, for the time being, we plan on having both running in parallel together whilst we work on our long-term plans with you. This is fine. Again, Hero Pass itself wasn't the issue. It was what Hero Pass contained, what Hero Pass did, that was the issue. It's not Hero Pass itself. It's how you add it to the game and how predatory it was and how ridiculous it was that was the problem. So this is a lot better. There's good things to see here. This is really big progress, guys. And obviously you can all be kind of proud of yourselves and like holy crap, we actually made it happen, that Jagex is listening and making big changes. They're taking out the main things that people were complaining about and looking at rebalancing it. We just need to stay on it and make sure that they do rebalance it the way that you guys wanted it rebalancing. Don't just go, cool, that's done, it's removed, and then leave it for 3 months down the line when they just put it back, or even worse, or let it gradually get worse. And once it is where you want it to be, make it stay where you want it to be. If you see changes in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months even, down the line, a year down the line, call them back and be like, no, we're not doing this, and freaking start canceling subs again. They clearly saw the player drop, the player count drop, the amount of messages they got about canceling subs and stuff. They don't like it. If we can do this now, we can pretty much say most times like, nope, this is too far, we're not happy with this, and we should. You're paying a membership, you're paying premium membership, you're buying stuff in game with keys and stuff, you're spending a lot of time. People are investing so much time into RuneScape, it's crazy. So good stuff, guys. I'm proud of all of you. I actually really am. And let's just keep on it. Let's just keep it going. But this is good news, and well, let's just see where it goes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll maybe make a full video on this later, but there you go. Catch you later, guys. Bye.